To Saint Lucia, with love, in memory of my mother, Eugenie. Sweet isle, sweet home, sweet, sweet abode. In self-exile I walk the road of savage cities, far away, regressing in the slow decay through winter fevers, summer chills, and sad, soul-wracking, bitter ills. The pleasures of exile are few. I see no cobwebs, gemmed in dew in myriad numbers, all aglimmer. In early morning lights they shimmer like veils of fine-spun filigree, fragile, tensile, silvery. Oh, they had been a splendid sight, engendering such a rare delight. Men of great letters could but try to praise your beauty. How can I of lesser words be more sublime? Evoke your majesties in rhyme with limp iambics on the page. They should exult and shout and rage. If I could trap those lofty words whirring within me like bright birds, I might succeed in showing a trace of the sweet splendor of your face. I might succeed, sweet Emerald Isle, in missing only by a mile. Do you still rise, my sunny isle, from sun-swept seas, wearing the smile of tropic nature, sweet, serene, so sweet the worst storms could not glean its simple splendors? Do you still flaunt immortelle upon the hill, beyond the four roads, orange fire, of which my eyes could never tire? Do palm trees still preen on parade, their regal fronds proudly displayed like banners in a cavalcade? Do mango trees with laden boughs, providing shade for lazy cows, tick-ridden, mottled, indiscreet, forsaking grass for mangoes sweet, still odorize the sunlit ways with fragrance during August days? I hope that breadfruit trees are still prolific upon every hill, their silver bark reflecting sun or moon glow when the day is done. Do blackbirds still sing in the park? Do fireflies illume the dark like twinkling asterisks of light, to lend an eerie air to night, to captivate and bring delight? Do happy children still play, nay, after the coppery heat of day has softened, and the mellow moon makes ghostly shadows dance and swoon, while lovers lie in beds of grass, where frogs and crazy crickets pass? And what of castries, wood and stone, where frequently I walked alone when I craved lack of company, to muse on love and poetry? I dream, no matter where I home, of that old house which was my home, and often wonder, does it stand still doleful on its plot of land, communing with the burning street where people passed on dancing feet? Or does it glow, new bright but quaint, in a brilliant coat of paint? How vivid still the memory of days spent in the company of precious friends, not loath to share over cakes and iced root beer, a meager purse of jaded wit. Perfunctory laughter at each bit would sometimes swell to a crescendo upon a smutty innuendo. How fares my old school, set above those foaming waters that I love, on Vichy headland, from where one can see your hills roll on, and see the hills of Martinique rise as if before one's very eyes? And Pigeon Island, green and grey, A seagull's cry from Grosy Lay, that little village set like turtle shells caught in a net of sunlight by the water's side. Do children there still race or ride those gentle waves that splash and curl like liquid love round boy and girl? From there too one can see the specks of ships like tiny floating wrecks, and screeching gulls that dive to spare bright fishes and then mount the air on graceful wings that whirl like joy, delighting every staring boy. What of those graves beside the sea where loved ones taste eternity? Do wild birds there still mourn their dying? Are still sea breezes sadly sighing while wild waves beat upon the shore as if in grief for evermore? Are holy roses still in bloom upon each sandy wind-blown tomb? I hope the headstones stand, though bent, rooted in mournful sacrament, unmoved by storms or gowlish hands, unmoving though in moving sands. Those dancing cane fields where I played truant and very often stayed until the savage sun was sinking and fireflies already winking. Do they still dance those fields of cane in sun and wind and slashing rain? I still hear the cane cutters shout, waving their cutlasses about. They are singing how their bodies gleam with rivulets of sweat that stream in warm profusion to the earth. The valleys echo with their mirth. What of those pastures where I played ball games and generally displayed my lack of skill for any sport, though I could revel and cavort, gay as a clown in hills of hay, while sunset lent departing day an ethereal air of peace, and boyish hearts mourned the surcease of daytime pastimes, rich and dear, while countless bats spun in the air like shreds of grace, endowed with wings, free-wheeling in eccentric rings. And what of Miku, Vieux-Fort, Denry, Choiseul, Ancillary and Labry, Larry Sous and Babonneau, Roseau, Timon, Marigot, Canaries and Soufriere, where the pitons rise in the air like monuments to tropical enchantments, rare and magical. O emerald harbinger of peace, I weep, I mourn for the surcease of all those joys which you inspired deep in my soul by splendor fired. Your bright birds and your flaming flowers ignited all my youthful hours. Your forest giants reared so high that they seemed to support the sky, or filled my soul and made me tower among the clouds, brimful of power. And how can I forget the joy which rocked me when I was a boy, alone beside your singing sea, enraptured by its melody, surging sweet among the billows, while I, bemused on sandy pillows, had visions of this dreary land. Who can share or understand my feelings now? Words can't conceive the awful way in which I grieve for you, my little island rising high above the restless sea where seagulls fly like paper scissors in the fickle breeze. I see the sun set fire to the seas and seashore hills, while colors riot loud on the tremendous canvas of a cloud as huge as the Atlantic, more sublime than anything immortalized in rhyme. deep orange, purple, rose and pink and gold, a spectacle stupendous to behold, reflected in the mirrors of the sea like rippling tapestries of imagery. I miss warm ocean winds, the glint of sails as boats cleave greenish water, and the hails of boisterous workers on the crowded quay, while workers go in search of revelry until the early hours of the morn, when gaiety ceasing, their cares are reborn. O sweet Saint Lucia, locket of the chain of golden islands strung out on the main, I left my heart deep in the lonely wood, where I had in bird-broken solitude composed a poem to a dusky girl who had me spinning in a giddy whirl. A splendid girl, breathtaking like a gleam of sunlight on a laughing mountain stream. When shall I walk your golden sands again, and let warm waters wash away my pain? Or bask upon your sands beneath the trees, while your kind sun consumes my miseries? Why do men journey far away from home? Why must men suffer sorrows when they roam? I was an angel in your hills of praise, serene my soul was in my younger days. I miss your rugged, sun-swept, palm-fringed coast. I miss your shimmering sands, of which I boast, and countless other things. But I miss most the haunting joy your setting sun instills, while bats and shadows flee across the hills. When I no longer can endure this pain, I shall return, O paradise, again. When from the homing ship I see your shore, I'll weep, but afterwards weep nevermore.